Hello, it's Emma with your Tarot and Oracle reading of the day. As always, if this finds you, please trust that there's a message in here for you. If it doesn't resonate, you can just leave it behind for the person it's for, okay? I'm going to jump straight in with the tarot, and then I have some Oracle cards that I've already pulled for you. Let's get some confirmation on this reading with the tarot, please. What does the collective need to know, and what does the collective need to hear? What does the collective need to know? What does the collective need to hear, please? Oh, I knew she'd come out. The Queen of Wands. Ever since I started doing these readings, the Queen of Wands has been popping out pretty much all the time. I believe there is a specific collective that I'm doing these readings for who is embodying this Queen of Wands energy. I like to think that all readers may be assigned a certain collective, or you know, we're all touching on issues that are really arising within certain groups of people, okay? And the people that are finding my readings are very much going through a transition. They are stepping from one timeline into the next. They are breaking cycles that have kept them trapped, okay? And they are finally showing up authentically and sharing their voice, you know, which they've hidden. These are people that have hidden in the shadows, afraid of their own gifts, afraid of their own talent and their own power. And finally, with this Queen of Wands card, we are stepping back into this inherent power that we have realized is within ourselves, okay? So the the cards that I've just pulled here, we have in your previous energy, we have the Ten of Wands. This keeps coming out. This is a heavy burden. This is feeling like you were alone in carrying what it is that you carried. You had everybody else's sticks and you were taking them all up the hill. And whenever somebody would say, oh, I've got a stick, will you take this? You'd happily take it. And then you got to a point where you realized that you could not carry everything, okay? This is a 10, this is completion, this is no surprise. This is the cycle that you were previously in. Everything was a struggle, everything was a lot of effort, everything was a burden, everything was hard work, okay? And I think this comes from a survival mentality. This is somebody who has been living in survival mode, and this is all that they have known up until this point, okay? And this is the cycle that they are breaking. They are breaking the cycle of lack, and they are moving into a cycle of ease, okay? Because they have realized, as within, so without. They have realized that they are the alchemist, the co-creator, the mystic. They are somebody who has a lot of power and a lot of control over their life with this Queen of Wands, but it took them some time to realize it, okay? But we did have the Death card after this Ten of Wands. So once again, this is putting to rest a cycle that did not serve you in the past, that left you feeling like you were alone and like you had no help, and the effort was all on your part. There may have been, I've really been speaking about this idea of overgiving, but there may have been a very imbalanced sense of giving and receiving in your relationships, okay, with this Ten of Wands and the effort. There is nobody else in this card. This person is alone. They face the burden alone. They struggle uphill alone, okay? I believe that this is your previous energy. But with this Death card, this has ended, and you have decided to start working on something with this Eight of Pentacles card. This could be a literal physical project, and what I'm really noticing in these cards, once again, is the orange, which is the sacral chakra, which is all about creativity, pleasure, sensuality. And I really believe that you are tapping into that innate creative essence. I feel that this was blocked before. You know, because you were within this energy, you could not really tap into that endless well of creative energy. You may kind of relate to feeling like, you know, being an artist, this can be a very difficult thing to struggle with. Feeling that you really need to create something, but it's just not coming out. It's just not coming out of you. And I believe that this is over now, you know, this has come to an end, and you have moved into this energy of kind of diligent work, diligently dedicating yourself to what it is that you're pursuing. Not only external projects, not only work and collaborations, that kind of thing, but internal work as well. You know, you have been working to leave behind this energy and the mindsets that kind of led you into this energy, okay? We have the King of Pentacles. Okay, I've just realised something. We have the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. And then we have the Two of Cups and the Nine of Cups. Just going to mention this Nine of Cups is, you know, also completion. End of a cycle. We're in the year of the snake, which is a 9 year. It's about shedding. And because you have been doing all of this shedding, you know, you've really kind of stepped forward into this bold new path. Even though it's uncertain, even though you've never been here before, it's something you've never done before. I'm getting that very strongly. This is all brand new to you. This is leading to your wish fulfillment. And I believe that this energy of being alone and struggling alone is something that has really, really heavily affected you. And this is why your wish fulfillment is this Two of Cups, okay? This Two of Cups is about equal give and take. It's about union, you know, connection, partnership. It doesn't have to be romantic. I do think it is romantic though, I'm not gonna lie, I think it's romantic. I do think that you have a divine counterpart coming in. Because of the cycle that you have closed, you are being rewarded for this. I don't think that the thing that you are headed towards is something that you are supposed to undertake alone. I think you have been alone for a very long time. You may not have been alone physically. You may have had many, 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 many people around you, but that doesn't mean you didn't feel lonely, okay? Because it's these people's ability to understand you and perceive you for how you truly are, okay, that kind of determines how fulfilled you feel with those people, okay? And I believe really you have just been yearning for that true deep sense of connection in which there is eye to eye, equal give and take, and it doesn't come with this Ten of Wands energy. You know, if you have had relationships previously before this divine union that is kind of coming through here, I feel this is the energy that was very much associated with love previously, a struggle. You know, love was a struggle. It was always you know, a lot of effort. I don't think it was effort for you to show love. I think that's how you are naturally. These people coming across my readings are very emotionally in tune, very emotionally mature, very wise. But I believe that this was put into the hands of people who did not know what to do with it, okay? And that is why this had to end, because you were giving to people who were not for you. And because you have made this really difficult decision, because I do believe this is a decision, you've shown a great sense of autonomy and personal power. This is a realization of your personal power as the Queen of Wands, as somebody who has faced their shadow and made friends with it. You know, that their shadow is their biggest ally, okay? And you are looking to create something brand new. You see the sunflower that's coming out of the concrete. She's magic, isn't it? How has she made that sunflower, you know? This is you guys, you know, you're looking to create something brand new. You have finally realized your power. As I say that, the Emperor comes out. Yes, you are a very powerful individual, very stable, very grounded, intense leadership qualities, okay? What's coming into my mind is that you can keep your cool amidst the fray. You are somebody that does not lose it when everybody else around you is losing it, okay? And this is a very, very useful quality for a leader, for sure. This is Aries, this is fire. We are in Aries season. This Emperor card for me is the card of the season. Any more, please, Spirit? Knight of Wands, yes. New passionate ideas, movement, adventure, new adventure, you know. You may, I had obviously the mystic, the pilgrim and the village. This is very much a journey, a new adventure that you are setting out on, okay? And you're headed towards it in a very passionate and galvanized energy. You know, you've really allowed this energy to fill you up so that you can go after what it is that you now know that you want. I believe there was a lot of confusion before, but I think this season you have fully realized the self. You know, this may have been a journey of many, many years, many difficult years for you. Okay, yeah. So we got the Five of Swords reversed. So there was a big battle. You were involved in a lot of conflict, conflicting ideas, people trying to kind of assert their own beliefs onto you. But yeah, this is about leaving this behind. You know, you're leaving this energy of battle behind. You are no longer going to battle with those that you know just kind of go out of their way to not understand you. They go out of their way to misunderstand you, and you're leaving that behind, and you're walking towards your Ten of Cups. This is ultimate emotional fulfillment, and obviously we got the Nine of Cups, the Two of Cups, and the Ten of Cups. You know, this union, whatever it is, it could be a relationship, it could be soul family. This is leading to a lot of happiness for you, a lot of happiness, okay? This has not been an easy road. Wow, woo! Ace of Cups, your cup's going to be overflowing. And I don't think you've ever had that problem before. I think you're somebody who has always emptied your cup on behalf of others. And this is going to be something that is going to feel, the Sun card in tarot is coming into my head. You are going to feel like that child on the back of the horse in the sun. Magic. It's going to feel magical, okay? It's going to feel like, wow. I mean, you know, it was hard. And at the time, I wasn't sure it was worth it. But when you are, you know, when you get to this point, and I believe that this is coming in pretty quickly because you have ended this cycle. When you get to this point, you will be so very thankful that everything happened in the way that it did, okay? And on the floor, we have the King of Cups. So, yeah, this is huge emotional territory here. This is somebody who is equally as deep as you, is equally as kind of interested in the pursuit of mystery, in the pursuit of knowledge, in sacred knowledge, okay? This is somebody who knows how to dive beneath the waters, and they're very empathetic, okay? They lead from the heart, from an open heart space, as I believe you do. And I mean, when two people like this come together, of course, this is going to be the result, you know, there's going to be an overflow because both of these people's cups are already full individually. They have full cups, and when those cups come together, then, you know, wow. So, I also pulled some from the Pocket Archetypes deck. As I say, we got the Mystic. So this is somebody who's very much realized their inherent kind of energy that is spirit, you know. It's somebody who is looking to see beyond the physical, the material. They're looking for answers and knowledge that can only be acquired through something like intuition or spiritual practice, meditation. And they're very interested in learning that which is not readily offered, okay, by the system that they are within. And this knowledge that they are gaining from this connection with source, from this mysticism, from this kind of researching and learning, is allowing them to move away from this old way of being, this Ten of Swords. And I do believe with this Village card, this is talking about leaving your comfort zone. It's talking about leaving somewhere that has been your home, but has also acted as a kind of confinement when it comes to your growth. I believe you have outgrown the environment in which you are currently in, and there is a decision, or there will be a decision to take on this pilgrimage, okay, to move away from people, places and things that are not in alignment with this new stage of your soul's evolution, okay, because your soul has been evolving at a rapid rate with this awakening that you have been having and stepping into your power. We have the Ocean. This is speaking to me once again of rebirth. It speaks to me of healing. It speaks to me of entering the emotional depths. And there is a lot to do with portals around water as well. So, you know, entering a portal into a different way of being. But really it's the healing element that's speaking to me. This idea of descending into the ocean with open wounds and, you know, allowing the properties of the ocean to heal that for you. And this is also really kind of speaking to me of this vast expanse of knowledge that you are now able to access. I mean, the ocean is wild and deep and very much uncharted, okay? There's a lot that we don't know. Ooh. Throat chakra, and this is blue as well, so this is throat chakra. This is about speaking up. This is about speaking your truth. And your words and the way that you show up is actually matching your soul, your internal, okay? I pulled 3 from the Starseed Oracle. We had star ancestors, hidden secrets, lost wisdom, look a little deeper. We have all paths lead home, inner authority, intuition, and turn your gaze. And we have the courageous peony, multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. Once again, this is very much this idea of awakening. It's this idea of tapping into a source of knowledge that does not come from the physical material. It does not come from books. It does not come from any of those traditional sources. It is a deep, innate knowing that is downloaded directly into your body, okay? There are things that you just know, and you cannot explain how you know them, but you know them, you know? So you may very much relate to that. But these are messages and guidance from your ancestors, your star family, but also a remembrance, you know, because the lives that you have led, your previous lives, the culmination of knowledge that you collected is always there, and it's always available for you to tap into, okay? And you're finally doing that. You're finally tapping into the well of knowledge that is always available to you. But before you didn't realize, okay, that this was available to you. And you're looking deep, you're diving into the ocean, and you're uncovering all of these gems from beneath the surface. We have the all paths lead home card, okay? Inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within, yes. So you're very much, I don't know what's going on with my voice, wow. So you're very much leaning into your sense of authority. I think that this is kind of a spiritual sense of authority, a sense of wisdom, in that all that you have experienced has led to this great awakening, has led to you being the mystic, okay? And you're really trusting your intuition. I believe that your intuition has been that which has guided you to this new beginning. It's caused this death of this Ten of Wands energy within your previous timeline, and has allowed you, despite how unclear, despite how there may be a lack of clarity, it's allowed you to move towards somewhere completely brand new and unfamiliar, and still maintain a level of peace, a level of security, a level of safety, because you are trusting and you are ceding the control that you really fought so hard to keep within your previous reality. You know, you really fought and exerted your own willpower on circumstances in order to try and really shape them in the way that you wanted them to be, but it just was not working. But now with this intuition, you are realizing that there is more to this than just effort and hard work. You know, you're realizing that certain frequencies attract certain frequencies, okay? So whatever frequency you are operating from, if it's scarcity, lack, burden, difficulty, victim mentality, then that's what you're going to attract in your external reality. And you've had this realization, and it is leading you to this, and this, and this, and this. Incredible. Okay, I'm going to get some last cards for confirmation. Oh, sorry. There's one I forgot. We have the courageous peony. this is the perfect card for this season that we are in right now. The Courageous Peony is about stepping out and allowing yourself to be seen. It's about not hiding in the shadows. It's about blooming, you know, so that people have a front row seat. It's about blooming despite who may be watching, and really embodying all that you are at your core, sparkling that outwards, shining that outwards, because that's what you were always supposed to do. You are this courageous peony. And this is going to lead you directly towards your dreams. It's going to lead you directly towards your fulfillment. There may have been a huge fear of this before, okay? And conquering this fear is no easy feat. When you are afraid of being seen, actually stepping out and showing up as yourself is one of the scariest things that you can do, okay? And you've done it, or you are doing it currently. And that's why we have this wish fulfillment coming in for you, because the universe has to respond to that, okay? When you are vibrating at this authentic frequency, you know, and you are being yourself, and you are serving and giving, not over giving. You still have your boundaries in place, remember that, you know, but when you are really giving back to the collective, to the world, through your actions as well, that's going to be reflected to you. Okay, and I believe that you are somebody who is a leader, a teacher. You know, you may not have, this may not be your role for work physically, you might not get paid for it, but I believe there are probably people within your life who look at you as a teacher, who look at you as a leader, who come to you for advice, particularly when it comes to emotional matters, because I believe you're someone who's very emotionally grounded, emotionally stable, emotionally mature, and you have a great way of navigating those deep, murky, emotional waters, okay? Who is in this reading? What wants to come out for them, please? Quite a few coming out. What else? Okay, that will do. Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay. So, we have somebody who in the past was prone to self-sacrifice, and this makes sense. You were somebody, as I say, who offered to carry everybody else's sticks up the hill because you were going up the hill anyway. And it was to self-detriment. You exhausted yourself, you burned yourself out, and it was not sustainable, okay, this energy that you were in. I believe there has been an observation here. You know, you are, rather than being very caught up in the external world, rather than losing yourself to the external world, you have stepped back. You have observed the patterns that you were a part of. You have observed the parts of self that you have hidden away. And this has brought a new sense of clarity. Okay, you have clarity about where it is that you're going, about what it is you want to be, about who it is that you are deeply at your core, you know, rather than what it is that you actually took on previously. We have 555, change and transformation. This is absolutely no surprise. These readings I've been doing have all been about transformation. They've pretty much all been about breaking some kind of cycle of lack, of victim mentality, of being in survival mode, and changing, transforming and transitioning into something that actually serves us, that actually lifts us up, that actually allows us to step forward in the way that we wish to, and in a way that helps not only ourselves but those around us, okay? Because when we're functioning out of fear, you know, we suffer and those around us suffer as well, you know, by proxy. By proxy? By proximity? By proxy? What does that mean? I don't know. Rebirth! Woo! Yes, you're rebirthing. We know that because we had the death card come out as well. You know, this is a huge transition for you. This is a way of being that you have never been before, and you have a big purpose, okay? And this is what this rebirth is for. I believe this is in your soul contract, you know. All the things that have happened up until now were to get you to this threshold of this rebirth, okay? So that you can finally step into your purpose, which is a big one. You know, you are here to do something. You are here to make change. You're a change maker, a rebel, a trailblazer. Somebody who does not do things in a traditional way, somebody who has a very unique perspective and a unique outlook, which needs to be shared, I'm being told to say. We have faith. So in this moment of transition where you aren't quite in your 10 of cups, your 2 of cups, your 9 of cups, you know, your wish fulfillment, you are keeping a lot of faith, you are keeping patience, because you have this vision and because you really believe in this vision. I think that this is more real to you than anything has been. I think you've probably tried a lot of things. You're probably somebody who's multi-talented. You've tried a lot of different things, and you've come to this thing, whatever it is that you're working on, and you've realized that this is it. This is what you were always supposed to do, and this is the part of your purpose. It's part of the reason that you came here. We have the Ascended Masters helping as well. You may be seeing 333, 222, 111. We had 111 come up quite often. But yes, working with the Ascended Masters and coming to a sense of mastery in the self. I believe this is an emotional and spiritual mastery, in which you are able to fully wield your power, okay? You're able to fully wield it to your advantage, and to bring about this timeline of ultimate fulfillment for you. We have Soul Family, okay, which is going with this 2 of Cups. People are coming in to assist you on this journey. You are not supposed to walk this journey alone. You will not walk this journey alone, okay? People are coming in to assist you who have similar goals and similar visions. You were put here for a very similar purpose, okay? You were put here in order to cross paths, to guide each other, to lift each other up, to help each other towards this brand new beginning, this big purpose that you have, okay? We have pay attention to new ideas. Yes. So with the Knight of Wands that came out as well, this is very much a new passionate energy. You're getting downloads, you're getting creative inspiration, and you're probably getting it, you know, boop, 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 one after the other. And what I will say to you actually at this point is, as somebody who's dealt with this, when you're getting those ideas, do something about them. Even if it's just writing it down as a note, write it down straight away, because you will forget. It may come back to you at another point, but you have to write those ideas down, because there may be gold, okay, in those ideas. They may be direct downloads from source to help you on this path. So pay attention to these ideas, no matter how random, no matter how silly they seem at the time. Really pay attention, write them down, come back to them, and see how they are kind of aligning with this path that you are on. We have Scorpio, which is water. This is heavy water energy. I'm speaking to empaths, I'm speaking to healers, I'm speaking to light workers, earth angels, however you refer to yourself. These are people who are here to lift up the collective consciousness, okay, through their emotional capacity. And I believe that there is a transition that we are going to be experiencing within the world from intellectual and logical leadership. You know, we need logic, of course we do, but it's too much. There's too much logic and there's too much intellect when it comes to this leadership. There is no real kind of attention placed on the emotional aspects of leadership, and how an emotionally intelligent leader is somebody that we really need, okay? You know, we're emotional beings, we're human beings, we are emotional. And if we completely cut out the emotion from politics and from, you know, whatever, we're robots. We've become robots, and you know, we don't want to be robots. We want to remain human. You know, that's our gift, to feel things so deeply, to have these emotions. It's a gift. And to separate them from the way that we are running the world is not right, you know, it's not right. And I believe that I'm speaking to a spiritual leader who is a part of this new renaissance, who is breeding something that is really from the heart, okay? We have Witch Wound. This is no surprise, given we got the Courageous Peony. You know, this is all about stepping out. This is about embodying your power in a previous life, in a previous lifetime, or it could be ancestors, and being persecuted for it, you know, sharing your wisdom, sharing your knowledge, and being persecuted and hunted and sometimes killed. You know, there was a lot a lot of murder that went on of women who really had stepped into this role of the healer, the medicine woman, the wise woman. And we've carried that, we've carried that down. And I've seen that in myself, in the way that for, 20 odd years of my life, I hid. And I could not even fathom coming out and doing this. This is mind-blowing. But here I am. So, that it can be healed, it can be transmuted, it can be alchemized, and you can come to a realization of your power once again. We have creativity, expression, and we have divine feminine. Yes. So even if you're a masculine, there is very heavy divine feminine energy here. We're talking about the emotional depths, nurturing, intuition, mystery, mysticism, the unknown, okay? This is very much what we are embodying. I believe previously, and we talk about this quite often, I'm speaking to people who were functioning from a wounded masculine energy with the Ten of Wands, where everything was difficult and they had to control everything and put in so much effort. But now that we're kind of embodying this divine feminine energy, we have accessed a flow state. Things are flowing a lot more easy. Things aren't feeling so burdensome and so difficult, okay? And we are really releasing control and leaning back into the arms of the universe and allowing it to guide us in this new direction that it has swooped in and told us to go in, okay? Whoa. Intuition on the top of the deck. Yeah, no surprise. Okay, let's get some for the future position, please, Spirit. It's coming up for the collective. You're going to be happy. Woo! The sun's coming out, finally. The sun is coming out. It is shining on you. It is seeping through the cracks, through the fractures of self, and lighting you up from the inside out, okay? And you're going to begin reflecting this externally. This is going to be visible to people. This new way that you're showing up, this new way that you're behaving. Fun, celebration, success, rebirth, all is well. Yes. So we are very much in this energy of play, of pleasure, of love, of passion, the divine feminine, but also the inner child, very much fostering our inner child, nurturing our inner child, making friends with our inner child, and doing what lights that inner child up, what makes that inner child happy. So, through creativity and expression, maybe there are old hobbies that you did as a child that you put down and that you're now kind of picking back up. This is part of your soul's evolution. Knight of Cups. Yeah, we have new emotional offers coming in. The Knight is the classic romantic of the deck. This could be you. This could be somebody coming towards you. Really, it's giving me the Magician on the top of the deck. We love that. Okay, yes, we have some Master Manifestors in here. But yeah, this is about your creativity. It's about the idea that you have such a connection with your heart space that you are really able to transmute that into something beautiful, into beautiful expressive creations, okay? You may be an artist, you may be a musician, you may be a writer, you may be a dancer, all of these things, take it how it resonates. But this is where you are currently channeling your power. You're channeling it into these new projects, these new hobbies, and it's bringing a bit of this back to your life. It's bringing that sense of childlike joy back to your life, and I don't think that you have had access to that sense in a very, very long time. Okay, I'm going to leave the reading there, but amazing energy once again. We are very much the pilgrims. We're setting out towards a brand new beginning, a brand new start. And it's looking good. I mean, all paths lead home, it says. You've come home to self. This is a homecoming to the spiritual self, okay? And I believe that this is serving you in ways that you can't quite see yet. I don't think this wish fulfillment has come in yet, but I think it's coming. And it's because you're doing the work, so keep it up.